Hello and welcome back to the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. We're going to start with City Beauty Lip Oil. I'm excited about this look. We are going back to the Hi-Fi color palette from MAC Cosmetics, and this is what it looks like. What you see on the outside, on the front, what you see on the front is what you see on the inside. So you see that, right? Here we go. I was sitting here looking at this a moment ago as I was doing my complexion products, and I thought this is MAC's version of Natasha Denona's Circle Local palette, because you just have all of these fun colors. Oh, all these fun colors. This is not usable. It doesn't want to pick up, doesn't want to put down. Like, this is just there just to look pretty. So aside from that, this is a fun palette. I have an idea of what we're going to do. Is it going to turn out like that? We shall see. But I will call out what the shadow names are. I have them on here, and this actually came with the palette, and so I put the names on here. And yes, this is Starry Night that I have in the BYOP. That shift that we all have about 10 times over that we love. So you see here it looks like that, and then down here it looks like that. So we're going to prime your eye, do the intro, and then we're going to just jump into it. I have a live stream in 50 minutes, and we're going to make it. We're going to do good. We're going to do good. We're going to do good. I feel good. I woke up from a nap, and I feel okay. My eyes are still teary from just waking up, and we'll just roll with it. So hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? The crazy. Just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Just be who you are. It's very freeing, trust me. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you, yes you, I'm looking right at you, yes you, are satisfied with it. The bottom line here is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation motto is, and that's what we stand for. 2 tidbits about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And the other thing is there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. There's something in this eye. I can feel it rolling around. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. Sometimes I'm not aware of it, even though it might be loud and obnoxious. I know. So it's like whatever I'm talking about or doing or concentrating on, it just takes away from feeling and hearing my throat making noises. It's very rude. So if I don't say excuse me, apologies ahead of time. Please forgive me. So we are going to start with Triennial. No, it is not. Triennial Wave. And you can easily see what the colors are. We're going to go for like a halo type-ish look. Halo-ish, because y'all know we just be doing things. And this is going to be really bold. And so what prompted me to think to do this when I was looking at it is there's just so many fun colors in here, and so I want to use them all, but we're not going to use them all. We're not, but we're going to use quite a bit. So this is where we're going to put that, and we're going to put this also over here in the rims. Sick Tap Bro MAC Color Excess Pencil Eyeliner. And on our lower lash line, also from MAC, this shade is Full Sleeve. And that's what that looks like. I have a lot of colors from MAC. They're pencils. The eyeliner pencils. So this is that all we want to do with that? I guess so. And we're going to put that here also. I am excited. I feel behind. I am telling myself it is okay and not to be rushed. I'll be leaving for Academy in 2 days. I have not taken out anything to pack yet. I do have a packing list. I did not even print out the materials because they print out the materials for our binder. And it's at least probably 8 emails. And I want to say at least 10. I did look at the emails, but I didn't open up any of the attachments. I haven't read any of the material. And I admit that it is overwhelming. Like just having like that sheer amount of information. And then some stuff, it is something rolling around in this eye. I can feel it. And it can be overwhelming because sometimes something is an amendment to something else, not necessarily an amendment, but edit to something else. And so then it's like, okay, what is this? Why is okay, let's just keep it moving. So that's my thought, is like, I'll just deal with it. But then I realized today, 2 days from today, I will be leaving for Gabby. So like, I gotta open these emails. This shade is Dark Room, and it's that purple, as you see. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that tonight. And there's a few other things I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to also go ahead and set out, which was in my calendar to do yesterday, set out stuff I'm going to pack. And then what else? I scheduled another live stream because another member submitted a request. And so that one doesn't have a thumbnail on it. I didn't do the description box yet. So I want to do that, but that's not until, that's scheduled for next Tuesday, because we have been dedicating Tuesdays for our members' request to do them. So we have a dedicated day to do members' requests, and we do them as live streams. And so I need to do that, but I can do that while I'm away or anytime before Tuesday, or even do it after next Tuesday. Like, I don't think many people even look at my description box. There's a lot of information down there, a lot of discount codes, a lot of shopping codes. And that's the stuff I put up here or across the bottom. Like, okay, check this for that. And even for membership, click join to see what the perks are. And then if you do want to join, you have to put something else. Because I used to wonder, like, do people think if they click it, it'll automatically join them? And so that's why I started saying click it to see what the perks are. And then if you want to join, you click it again or whatever it says. And it'll take your payment information, $2.99 a month, and you can cancel anytime. This request is from Michelle. Y'all, this is her favorite perk, is making requests. Like, it really is. And she does have interesting ideas. We're going to overlap this purple with, in the pan it looks blue, but on my lid it looks like a bluish green to me. And I do acknowledge I see color different than other people. I'll think something is red, and they'll be like, no, that's coral. I think something is lavender. They'll say, oh, that's a pretty pink color. So I know for sure. So I'm not saying that to like put myself down. That's just me owning that I know I see color different. So we're going to leave that like that. Ooh, girl, you doing the damn thing. This eye feels like it wants to tear, which is ironic because it feels like it's something in this one. Happy belated Veterans Day to all veterans and family members of veterans, because I think it's overlooked. We thank the veteran, but if a veteran is married or have children, like, the family's going through service with them because they're not home, and then, there's adjustments that need to be made, and family members looking after the kids, unless it's a 2-parent household. Now we're going to take Fuchsia So Bright. And I wouldn't have thought this was fuchsia. This is Fuchsia So Bright. I just would have thought that was pink. Like, for real. And so when I do a post for Veterans Day, I always also say, thank you to veterans and also to their families, and also disabled veterans, which to me is an ongoing sacrifice, because there was some type of injury or trauma that happened that once we were out of the military, that trauma, that injury did not just go away. And so sometimes when people tell me, thank you for your service, I say, you're welcome. And then I'll say, as a disabled veteran, it's more like an ongoing sacrifice, because it is like every day of my freaking life. And so I do always add something about, disabled veterans. Thank you for your service and your ongoing sacrifice of whatever physical and or mental trauma that occurred due to us being in service. And I also thank veteran caregivers. Some veterans cope better than others, but then we all don't have the same issues. So you know what I mean? And so it can be challenging. Dealing with someone with PTSD, for example, and that's just an easy one. That's the common one. People know what PTSD is. But when someone is having an episode, it can be rough. And sometimes family members opt to disappear out of that person's life because they don't want to deal with, you know, the situations that come up, and that can be challenging too. And so, you know, I think those who take care of veterans too. These two shades did kind of blend together. So this is the blue shade that we used, this shade. The purple was this shade. And now we're over here with this one. And yes, they're in the same color family. I was hoping it would be more of a differentiation. I didn't use this one. This one to me looks like a peachy orange. So I didn't want to use that one. We'll see. So for center shade, I was thinking this color. And so, yeah, so we have the blue, then the pink and purple, and then we're going back to this because we're doing funky stuff. We just having fun here. That song, "Wanna Take You to Funky Town." Who sang that song? Y'all be reminiscing when I be talking to y'all. So that shade is Gallerina. And I did think to take one of the golds, but now that I'm here and we're here, I'm like, we're going to do Gallerina. I'm not able to go all the way straight down because sometimes I am. Okay. Because how it folds over. It can be challenging, like going straight down to my mobile lid. So that's why I'll end up doing like this down here. So we're going to go back and forth here. And this line is not even straight. So let's just turn the brush sideways and just do this. And so we have all sorts. Oh, this is cute. This is a fun look. This is a fun look. Because y'all like, girl, who would have put them colors together? Me. That's who. Yeah. I said it and I did it. And I like it. Dare to be different. So, for a while, I didn't even post anything about Veterans Day on Instagram or on FET. I realized I didn't put anything on YouTube. I don't think too many people even look at my community posts. Shout out to Michelle. I know I talk about the community tab where if you go to my channel page, it'll say community, visit community, I think it says. And you click on it, you can make a post. You can make your own post. And so I'm encouraging all of you to go look to see what she said. Because she asked, what do we think the next trend is going to be? And that was a good question. I don't have any idea because I don't think about trends. I don't follow trends. And so I'm like, I do want long form eyeshadow looks and makeup looks to be popular again. Will it be a trend? I don't know. But, you know, we know things are cyclical. And so I want it to just come back and be popular again. This is going to be it for the lid look. What are we going to do? I think that's pretty. I think it's funky in a good way. For some reason, this side to me looks darker than that side, and it may just be the lighting because the kitchen light is on over there, and there's not a light up here. I forgot to turn off my track lights. I just realized that when I went like that. I'm like, oh, this eye feels like it wants to tear. What are we... I'm thinking yellow for upper lash line. Let's just be all the way funky. We have this brush that we were going to use for blending, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take this brush that had the purple. This side is higher up all the way across than this side. So we're just going to bring these shades up. And this is why I don't color switch, because I will just go back to that brush and whatever shadow is still in the brush, that's what I'm working off of. And now the brush that had the pink. So we're going to just, not that side, this side. We're going to do that for that. Just to make them look like they're the same distance to my brow. And the brush that had this center shade. Where's the color? There's the color. In a funky town. This eye feels like it wants to cheer, and it's okay. Because it ain't like the first time we would have ever dealt with that, right? Right. So, yeah, we're not gonna... Excuse me. Going back to the pink. So we're just bringing these a little higher up. Going back to the brush with the purple. Brush with the purple. So we're just gonna, Yeah. Brush with the pink. Yeah. And even though there's not a brow bone highlight, because of my skin tone and because of how the shadow is blended, it looks like it is a brow bone highlight. And so that's what we were going for. Just to get it to look like the space was the same. And the brush with the green. Why did my voice get deep like that? Green. So that was just right here. This eye is tearing downward. I can feel it. We didn't use this brush. We're going to put it away. These four somewhere. We're not. Do we want to do a brow arch? Just a strip of light. And I do have a brush out for that. And I know I just said we weren't going to do that, so we're not going to do that. We're going to put that brush away. Lower lash line. Damn it. Lower lash line. This is wet right here. Lower lash line. We are going to take. We're going to take this designer, this shade, and then we're going to take this green, which is. My kid could make that. I think we have that in another palette because that sounds familiar. Or not, I don't know. So it's designer. We're going to put that on our lower lash line. We're going to start with this eye since this eye is wet on the inside. So we're really just using this as a base to then blend down the green. So maybe we'll do green on upper lash line. And it's just blending into the liner shade that's under here, which is kind of cool. Y'all, earlier this morning, like 3, 4 in the morning, it was 31 degrees outside. I'm like, damn, it is freezing outside. Freezing temperature is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 31 degrees. I was like, what? I did go out today. It's tearing upward, and I see a little hole in there. We're going to keep it moving. And when I went out, it was outside. I think it was like 47 or something like that. Y'all, it was so cold in my apartment. My thermostat said 67. I do layer up. I have on a shirt under here. I have on leggings. And I have my sweatpants on top of that. And when I was chilling on the sofa earlier eating lunch, I put on that oversized sweater. It's not oversized. I ordered it too large thinking it was going to shrink and it didn't. So I layered that over the short sleeve shirt and this shirt, which is 3/4 length. It was long sleeve, but it had the cuff, and those things are never comfortable for me. I am like sensitive to texture and how things feel, and so I cut it. So it turned this into like a 3/4 length shirt. So I put that on. But y'all, my toes was cold. My toes felt like little ice cubes. I was just like, this ain't gonna stay like that. So I turned my heat on. It's on 71 and it feels good, probably because I have all these layers on. And I did not want to turn my heat on already because my electric bill for this month is $256. It's $75 and some change higher than last month. And I was like shocked, like, whoa, no boo-boo kitty troll chow. So I hated to turn it on. I said, let me just put it on 71 and just see. And it's comfortable. It's comfortable here. My toes are no longer frozen like little Vienna sausages. And something else that'll help if it stays cold is Academy is 4 days. And so there will be no heat on or anything. So I'll be sure to turn that off before I go. This is wet. So we're going to take that green. My kid could make that. We're going to start over here because the other side is wet. Okay, come on now. I see you want to brush. We see you want to brush. Okay, am I going to take a different shade? I see you want to brush. This is, okay. I don't want to put that blue down here. I don't necessarily want to put Starry Night or Gallerina under here, but maybe I will. Gallerina is that center shade. This is not... That don't look like nothing. This side is still tearing. This is not showing up. I always look forward to Academy, even though it's very hard on my body. The days are like 10-hour days. And if you've been here for a while, the last few years, and you do watch most of my videos, like you've seen me at Academy, because I do makeup looks while I'm there, and I'm just like, this is commitment, because I get up like 30 minutes earlier than I need to do the video, to get ready and then do the video and be where I'm supposed to be on time. We're going to wipe that brush off. We're going to take that orangey shade, the one I said that looks peach to me. This one, excuse me for that glare, that shade. And this one is Do It For The Gram. So we're going to put that underneath because that will show up. It is showing up some. I think that shimmer I put under there is just that strong where it's eating whatever I put on top of it. Because using these shades before, like everything really showed up. So it is, I don't want to say a learning experience because it's not one I'm going to remember. That if I put down is designer, like am I going to remember that anything on top of it gets eaten up? I'm not going to remember that. So it's not a learning experience per se because it's not something I'm going to remember for the next time. This is wet under here. Woo, right here is really wet. So we're yeah, I think, what did I say for lash line before? Excuse me. A blue? A yellow? Not a blue. I knew not a blue. This is so wet right here. It's making it look messy, and I do like messy looks. So let's bring this side down further. This side feels like it's tearing upward now too. It's almost 7:30. There was a YouTube community thing today for shorts, and it said 3 p.m. Pacific time, and I didn't pay attention to that. And I logged on, and it was no one there. And that's when I'm like, wait a minute, they're like 3 hours ahead of us. And one other person came in, and she said hi. And I couldn't even find like where to chat. I mean, you can turn the speaker on to talk or your mic on to talk, but I'm like, I didn't want to do that. So she went to do something. I just had it where my picture was there. You couldn't even see me live. And so then I looked at the email again, and they do break down the time zones, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just like, oh. So it took me like 3 tries to even exit out of that thing. This is tearing upward. I could feel it. I could feel it. We're going to put some more of that on lower lash line because this side is nice and messy looking because it's bleeding down because it's wet. So it's starting to travel, and this side is not. So we're going to just bring this down here. And so we're going to leave that. I like that though. We're going to bring the outside down. What are we going to do for upper lash line? Do we want to do, did we say a yellow earlier? So we used however many shades. Count the brushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades. So we're going to set that aside. And what we're going to do for, I'm not going to do water activated for upper lash line because since my eye is tearing, it's just going to run, which means using a paint pot. I have brown fluid line, a gray fluid line, and a black. We're going to use Contemplative State. And that is what this looks like. So we're going to put this on. Let me find my MAC 210 brush. I don't know why sometimes y'all nauseousness just hits me like super quick. It comes and goes in like a second. And I don't know why that happens. I did that in the live last night too. And it's doing it right now. So this is a MAC 210 brush. My elbow is on the table. I should have did the other eye first. So it's not really going in here. It just smeared it actually because it's wet in there. I have a habit of starting my left eye first. I don't know why. But this is my left eye. And so even when it's tearing, I still have a habit of doing that side first, which I need to get out of that habit. This side is starting to tear over here. Y'all, my eyes are just teary. And they do tear when I first wake up for a little while. But this one was relatively not teary. Even though it felt like it was something in there rolling around. And I think it might have been eyeliner. Sometimes when I use gel pencil liners, if some of the liner gets caught in my lashes, it may be like a little ball of liner on the lashes, and then it will fall into my eye. And I don't know it. Well, sometimes I can see it in my lashes, but for situations where I can't, I'm like, okay, it's either that or an eyelash, like turned upside down into my eye, because that happens too sometimes. This is refusing to hold anything where it's wet right here. And down here is just like, oh, but it's okay. This is a really fun look. And I wanted to update my makeup inventory. I'm going to put it, no. My palette rotation document. I'm going to put it in an Excel spreadsheet because it'll be easier to track. And if I get rid of something or add something, just insert a line or a column versus doing the strike through and all of that. So it'll just be easier for me to track on what I'm using. And I did the headers, you know, brand, palette name, whether it's PR or not, and what the look number is. So that'll help me track, 'cause I do like knowing like what look number. This is look number 5 for this palette. That'll be a tad time consuming looking up to see for all the palettes, like what the last look number was. And I don't know why that's important to me. It just is. It shows me how much of a palette that I like. Like Circle Loco, I am in the 20s with that palette. So certain palettes I do know I use a lot. Mascara, I'm gonna put this on the Lancome first. Yeah, so that I wanted to type out. While this video is editing, one of my previous videos that I don't think it aired yet, I went to add in text and then I thought I deleted it, and I didn't realize till it was exporting, because it runs while it's exporting. Like it shows you where it is, like what percentage it is and all of that. And I saw that there's a spot like right here on my face that says add your text, which is what it does. And then you put it to whatever you want to put it. And you do have to move that block. But I really thought I had deleted it, and apparently I did not. So I am aware of that. You will see that before this. That happened before. I was not aware at all, whether even after the fact I didn't notice it. And Michelle, she put a timestamp and put oops. And I had to back up a few seconds, which I always do when someone timestamps. When I timestamp, I will, like if it says, 10 minutes, 47 seconds, I'll change the seconds to like 43. So that way they can get to where the context is versus past it. And then you're like, what are they talking about? Because she had put oops in the time, so I had to back it up a little bit. And then I saw where it had the block over my face. This is, other than that, it's a really fun look. This is Tower 28 that Grace has sent me. And I was not going to go back and edit because it takes a long time. It gives me the option now to edit in 4K, which before, even if I click for it to edit in 4K, it would ask me for payment information. And I'm like, no, thank you. So let's just stick with the 1080. But lately, it's been a free option. And so uploading in 4K, exporting in 4K takes longer. And so while that's running, I'll be sitting there doing other paperwork or whatever in front of my laptop while it's running. And so I can be typing up that other stuff while that's doing that. And then when I schedule it to upload, I also do other stuff. I'm still just sitting there at the computer. Whatever it was when I told y'all like a week or so ago, this is Beyond Mascara from City Beauty, that it was back to like 23 hours to upload a video. Whatever it is, it fixed itself. So now it's uploading an hour video or 45-minute video in like 25 minutes or so. So whatever it is, it fixed itself, which I am glad. But I still just sit there. And if my computer decides it wants to update, I don't have to start the upload over, but it'll just stall. And if I drop it back in, like create a video, drop it back in, it'll just pick up where it left off, which is great because I'm like, if I'm sitting here for 30 minutes and then I got to do that whole 30 minutes over, even though I have enough work to do to sit while it's doing that. And the reason I sit while it's doing that, because I want to just keep my eye on to make sure that the number is moving, the percentage of upload is moving, because I don't want to wait like, okay, let me just, do this, do that, go run errands and come back, 3 hours later and it's still on 10%. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so it is back to being quicker, which is great. And so I don't know what the problem was. You know what I think it was? When they did an update, or not an update, they did maintenance. Xfinity did maintenance in this building because they sent us a notice. And I did mention that in a previous video or live stream, something. And so I do think that's what it was. Because after that is when it went back to being quicker. This is messy. I don't want to swipe because it will just swipe away what's here. Even though this is still taking product off of my face, it's still leaving some, where if I swiped it, it would just completely take it away. Lips. What are we going to do for lips? Oh, not that one. What I thought about, excuse me, was this one, but no. What would be nice? Oh my gosh, y'all, this is bold. This is from the Spellcast Beauty side of Notoriously Morbid. This is called Night Bloom, and it's described as deep royal blue. This shade is bright. This shade is hella bright. And I'm wondering like if I want to go that bright. This is a Janet shade. I love that she uses bold colors for her lipsticks. And she has quite a bit, I think, of Notoriously Morbid lipsticks too, I think. Because when I had ordered some and it came in and I did the swatch, she was saying some she had. And something, it was one that she was wearing in a video. Do I want this bright blue? Yo, this green in the middle, this would play off of that. This is a multi-chrome. Sometimes I'm just like, am I really feeling this bright blue right now? Shit. So whatever lippy she had on, I think I remember what it was. It was a bright red. It wasn't a bright red. It was a bold red. It was pretty. And so I commented on it. And she told me what it was. And I want to say Supernova, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it being Supernova. But it was really pretty. And it was one that I did order. And I was just like, whoa, that is like really nice. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know why I thought I had just picked it up a moment ago. Oh, shoot. I had turned this upside down. And I'm just like, oops. And nothing came out. Lipsticks may or may not look different on you than someone else, depending on the natural coloring of their lips. And also in combination to what their skin looks like. And even though this isn't on the skin on my face, the proximity of it may cause it to look different. So you see something and somebody's like, oh, that's so pretty, I'm gonna buy that. Just kind of keep that in mind. And even Hung Bango said that, love of my life. Shoot, for his lipstick, Hung Bango Red. He said he said it will look different on different people. This is looking janky. It's starting to dry already. I will say this about the Spellcast Beauty lippies versus the Notoriously Morbid lippies. Spellcast Beauty lipsticks are thicker than the Notoriously Morbid matte lipsticks. And they are just a tad drier too. So whatever you're going to do. Oh, it's quarter of. That alarm just went off. It's a little thicker and a little drier. So let's just get this on. I'm thinking if I want to tap something over it. I'm going to tap that gold over it. That's what we're going to do. Where's that palette? Do I want to though? Or tap Gallerina on top of it? This shade. Let's do it. Let's just see. Like we do sometimes. Let's just see. So we're going to use the brush that had that on there. Oh, I like this. I'm only going to put it in here, then here. We're not going to go all the way out to the outer corner. This I do like better. Sometimes I do like bold. And y'all know I can always do a black. I love a black lipstick. Can you get any more bold than a black lipstick? But for some reason, I wasn't really feeling the bold blue. This is pretty. But this, yeah. We're going to rock this. Yeah. So this is it for the look, y'all. So thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Lots of information down below. Shopping codes, discount codes. Yeah, all that stuff. So appreciate your time. Thank you. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. My eye is tearing. At least I'm not hiccuping. Yeah, you'll see me soon. Thanks.